Hello everybody and welcome back, or welcome to another monthly TBR video. And this month I'm going to be choosing my July TBR with my trusty TBR jar, as always. Now if you've watched these videos of mine where I choose my TBR, I'm usually down there on the floor. But today I have to do it on my bed because I physically cannot sit on my floor because I'm currently moving house, and that bit of my room that you can't see is like an obstacle course. There's boxes and bags and just everything, so it's impossible to sit on my floor in front of my bookshelves, in front of my TBR cart. So we're here on my bed because it's the only place that I can sit, and I need to film this video now because after I film this, all those books are being put into boxes, so we need to get this done. So just carry on watching if you want to see me choose my July TBR with my TBR jar. I really need to update these. I've got like a vlog that I'm going to be doing soon, and I think I might just like change these out in one of the vlogs I've got coming up. But I need to move first, so that's not high on my priority list. But let's choose my first prompt. Okay, so a potential 5-star read. I'm gonna have to go back and forth to these bookshelves. Okay, so we got 3 books here that could be a potential 5-star read for me. They're all different. They're all completely different. We've got A Reign of Rose by Kate Golden. This is the 3rd and final book in the Sacred Stones trilogy, and I think because it's the final book, it could be potential 5 stars. The first book was a 5-star for me. The middle book was like a 4 point something, but again, that's like the middle book. And then I feel like this, if it's done right, could be 5 stars. And then secondly, we got Callie Fortune's most recent release, which is One Golden Summer. I love Callie Fortune's books, okay? Like the way people feel about Emily Henry, I've said it here on my channel before, is the way I feel about Callie Fortune. I love her books. They like speak to me on a different level. This summer would be different. 5 stars. Love that book. And I've seen so many people read this and love it, but I do really want to do a reread of Every Summer After before I go into this, because Charlie, which is the male main character in this, is one of the side characters in, well, I say he's like a side character, but he plays a big role as a side character in Every Summer After, and if you've read it then you know what I mean. So I do want to do a reread of that before I read this, just so I can have like the full experience of his character development. And then we've got 7-6 by Chloe Walsh. This is the 3rd book in the Boys of Holman series, and then I think this is the 1st book in the Joey and Aoife like story, and the first 2 books in this 5-star. Binding and Keeping 13, 5 stars, and I fear all of these books could literally be 5 stars, but I'm just scared to continue this series. I'm really scared. I just don't want to read about Joey. I'm really scared for him. But all these are potential 5 stars, like all of them. Like I look at these and there's not a doubt in my mind that all of these could be a 5-star. So I think we're gonna get a random number generator to choose for us. We've got book number 1, book number 2, book number 3. Hey Siri, choose a number between 1 and 3. Chose 2. So 2 is One Golden Summer by Callie Fortune. Okay, I'm going to keep those there because I do want to read those 2 books. So I'm going to keep them there because they could come up for future prompts. Also, I don't know whether I said, but we are choosing 6 books. I've changed my number from 8 books to 6 books. We're only choosing 6 this month. Okay. Prompt number, one's fallen out. Prompt number 2. Okay, a Kindle Unlimited book. With this prompt, I have a lot of physical books that are also on Kindle Unlimited, and I know like the whole point of these, like the whole point of me doing these TBR videos is to get through my physical TBR. So when I say a Kindle Unlimited book, I mean a book that I own physically, but is also on Kindle Unlimited. So let me go have a look and then I'll come back with some contenders. Okay, so I initially picked up these Twisted Bonds by Lexi Ryan because I think this is just a duology, and I've recently just read the first one, so I picked this up because the first book's on Kindle Unlimited, but unfortunately the second one isn't, so we won't be choosing this one. I chose 2 more that are on Kindle Unlimited, I think. Let me double check the first one. Never mind, I thought this was on Kindle Unlimited, but it's not. It's Consider Me by Mac, and this appears every TBR video and I never choose it. Maybe we will, maybe we won't, but it's not for this prompt. That leaves us with Killer Instinct by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is the 2nd book in the Natural series. It's about a group of teenagers that get like recruited by the FBI because they've all got like a special set of skills and they all solve like cold cases. The first book was like a 3.5 I think, and then this one I feel like could be a lot better because I feel like in this one is where they work on more cold cases, whereas like the first book was a lot more focused on the female main character and a case, like one specific case involving her. So I don't know whether each book is like a different case or whether like we have multiple cases, and I hope we get to see like their skills put to good use in these. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Kill Instinct by The Naturals. No, I'm gonna go by Kill Instinct by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Yeah. Okay, now get our third prompt. Oh my god, they're all jumping out. Okay, so a book from my TBR cart. The only thing with my TBR cart is that they're all like the start of a series. Okay, I'm back with another selection. These are all my most recent buys, which isn't very good, but we've got The Stars Are Dying by Chloe C. Penranda. Sorry, I've butchered that. Now, I have no idea what this is about, other than there's vampires in there. It has a lot to do with like, what are they called? Like celestial guardians and things to do with like the stars and things like that, I think. I have no idea what the world is about or how it works, but this was like raved about everywhere for a while when it was like indie published, and then it's recently been traditionally published, and I really do want to give it a go. Why is the writing so small? Like, I'm sorry, look how small that writing is. It's absolutely tiny. But anyway, we've got A Broken Blade by Melissa Blair. This is the first book in the Halfling saga, and this is meant to give Throne of Glass vibes. Now, I wasn't a big fan of Throne of Glass, but I enjoyed the... how can I say? I wasn't a big fan of the series as a whole because I felt like it was too big and too long, and I didn't want to put myself through the tandem read and 1,000 pages of Kingdom Lash, so I DNF'd just before the tandem. But I enjoyed like the premise of the story and everything that Selena was and things like that, and the lore and the backstory and like how she was an assassin and everything like that. I enjoyed at the start, and this is something to do with the female main character. She's the King's Blade, which is a talented spy for the kingdom. Yeah, she's the king's favoured assassin. Ooh, Kira's a killer as the King's Blade. She's the most talented spy in the kingdom and the king's favoured assassin. When a mysterious figure moves against the crown, Kira's called upon to hunt down the so-called Shadow. She tracks her target into a magical lands of the Fae, but Faeland is not what it seems, and neither is the Shadow. As she searches for answers, Kira is haunted by a promise she made long ago, one that will test her in every way. To keep her word, Kira must not only save herself, but an entire kingdom. Throne of Glass vibes. So I'm excited. I think I might choose this. Looking at the next book, which is Foshi's Wrath by, who's it by? Emily Varga. I think I might go with this. I don't know why, this is just screaming to me, so I think we're gonna go with A Broken Blade. I don't know whether it's, what's it called, YA though. I'm trying to think. I bought this when I went to Manchester, and I'm trying to think if I bought it in the YA section. I don't think I did. I think I just bought it in the normal fantasy sci-fi section. But that's our third book chosen. Let's just put these to the side and get our prompt out. Oh, okay, so a book with a person on the cover. Now, I'm gonna count like cartoon characters in this as well because I don't have any books with like real life people on them because I refuse to buy them. But we're gonna choose something with like a face or like a cartoony cover on there, which I think I have loads of. So we got two books here, and they're both on my summer TBR, which is a bonus. But we got Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren and then Funny Story by Emily Henry, and I do really want to read these both, one more than the other, but one also has been on my TBR for way too long that I actually think if I don't read it soon I'm gonna have to like give it away because it's been on my TBR for so long. But I don't know what I want to do. I don't know. I want to like, I don't, can I read them both? Can I just pick them both for this prompt? Because Love and Other Words has been my TBR for so long, like I'm gonna have to give it away before long. And then this I really want to read because I recently watched Sarah Crowley's new video of her rereading her favourite books, and she was rereading Funny Story, and I just loved watching her have like the best time reading a 5-star read of hers, and it just made me want to pick this up. So for that reason I think I'm gonna go with Funny Story, which I think a lot of you would be happy about. A lot of you will be. I probably will read this at some point this summer, maybe like I'll just do like, maybe, okay, hear me out. Would you guys want to see me do like a just reading, because I did like my summer TBR video, would you guys want me to do like a reading my summer TBR video, and we could just do like all fun summer things like reading at the beach I'm more reading at the beach, but like just like fun summer things, and we could do it while reading summer books. I feel like that's a really good idea. I'm gonna write that down quickly before I forget. Okay, I've written that down before I forget that idea. But yeah, we're gonna go with Funny Story. I don't know anything that it's about, and I want to go into this blind. I do that with most Emily Henry books because we didn't get off on the best foot, me and Emily Henry. So I go into a books blind now because I feel like that's the best way to do it. And then maybe we can read this in like that summer book video. Okay, so that was our 4th book. Let's get our 5th prompt out. Ooh, a 1-word title. I feel like this could be hard. So I thought that was going to be hard, but I literally chose 4 books. I have so many other ones on my TBR card as well, but I'm just not fancying them. But I got 4 books here that have a 1-word title. We got Gothicana by Runix. This is like a dark academia fantasy. Is it fantasy? Okay, so it's a professor and student romance. So it's like dark academia mystery. It says Covina and Vad become more and more entangled. Their passion for each other could be the very thing to solve the mystery of Vernmore, or it could bring them both down in flames. This sounds good, and I feel like we've got quite, I don't know, I feel like we're quite balanced, you know, with TBR-ish. And then secondly, we got Nightweaver by Aaron Gray. This has been in my TBR before and I didn't get around to reading it, but it's a YA pirate fantasy, and I think they live out at sea because they're trying to avoid the Nightweavers, which are mystical beings with elemental powers that rule the land. But I think something happens, and then her and her family have to then go live on land, and they have to go live with the Nightweavers at their like estate or something. And I think she's like her and like the brother or something. I have no idea. There's like a romance there, so could it be potential. And then thirdly, we got Legend Bond by Tracy Dion. Now this has been on my TBR for some years. Okay, more of like a dystopian than fantasy, but again it's YA, and I'm not too sure what it's about. After her mother dies in an accident, 16-year-old Bree, love of her main character got Bree, and it's spelled the same as me as well, B-R-E. 16-year-old Bree Matthews wants to escape. A residential program for bright high schoolers seems to be the perfect opportunity until she witnesses a magical attack her very first night on campus. Okay, there's a lot going on here. I think she's like a witch or like a mage. She's got these like powers that she didn't know she had, and they get like unlocked from this attack. Sounds good. Potential. And then last potential book, we've got Guild by Raven Kennedy. This is going to be the first book in the Plated Prisoner series. I do really want to read this. I see everyone rave about this. I think the series has finally come to an end. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it has. The most recent one has come out maybe, or has been talks that it's been coming out. I have no idea, but I think it's come to an end. This, I actually have no idea what it's about, other than I think she's like made of gold. Yeah. This is a story about King Midas, or that's what we're told. The Golden King with his palace of riches, and me, the girl he turned to gold. Upon the snowy mountains in the 6th kingdom of Aurea, I'm locked away in High Spell Castle, away from the dangers of the world below. No one can get in apart from him. King Midas rescued me from the streets. He gave me food, shelter, and his heart. I promised to love him forever. But when wealth comes to the kingdom, a deal is struck, and I am the heart of the bargain. Everything I know starts to change. My love for Midas challenged, my trust broken. Suddenly I'm sent to travel between kingdoms for a future I no longer understand, and my spirit becomes truly tested. I'm always told this is his tale. Perhaps this is no longer the case. It's mine. Ooh. It's the arrogance of men to think so little of women, and it will be their downfall. Female rage. Yeah, give it to me. Okay, I think out of all of these, I'm feeling either Gothicana or Guild. I feel like these could be... I feel like I'm more excited for this though. Like when I read the back of all of them, this was the one I was most excited for. So I think we're going to go with Guild by Raven Kennedy. Even though it is the first book in a series, but you know, at this point, I've gone past Karen. I'm just going to have a never-ending list of series I need to get through. Okay, let's go with another prompt. A book with an animal on the cover. Ooh, do any of these next to me have animals on the cover? Rain of Rose? No? Okay, so apparently I don't own a single book with an animal on the cover, other than books that are like the second one in a series. And I obviously can't read that. So let's go with another prompt. Okay, so a new release. Okay. I don't think I have. Do I have any new releases? I have Release in 10. That's the most recent new release that I've bought, but that's obviously like the 6th book in a series, so I can't read that. Oh, wait. I'm currently in the middle of reading Phantasma. So I think the 2nd book has come out. Let's have a look on Amazon. I'm not too sure what it's called. Enchantra. Okay, it is out. When did it get released? The 8th of April 2025. Okay. I've also got A Rain of Rose, which I do really want to read, but I don't know when this came out, but it's recently been released in paperback, so it is technically a new release. Paperback edition first published 2025. Okay, I need a date, and then whichever one came out closer to now, like the most recent, then that is the one we're gonna go with. What was that one? The 8th of April 2025. Okay, and this is A Rain. Oh my god, you cannot make this up. A Rain of Rose. So this is proof that it's on A Rain of Rose, and then it came out on the 10th of April. I don't know whether you can see it, like, but there somewhere. But it came out on the 10th of April. We're gonna go with A Rain of Rose. Okay, I'm happy with that. Oh my god, that was our 6th book. I didn't even realise. I had so much fun doing this. Oh my god, I didn't even realise that I was at the end. I thought I had so many more to choose. Should we just choose one for luck? Because I want to choose another one. Should we just choose another one? Yeah, there's no rules. I make the rules. I'm gonna choose another one because I want to. And I was having so much fun. Okay, this is a fun one. A book with a pretty cover. Easy. I've got so many books with pretty covers on them. Okay, so last but not least, we've got 2 books. Falshi's Wrath, which I've already spoken about, and then Trial of the Sun Queen by Nisha J. Tooley. This comes up a lot in my TBR videos because I do really want to read them. But I do really love both these covers. They've both got like the gold sort of like things to it. But this one, she just looks like a badass. And then this one is like all gold and it's got all like the different things on it, like the jewels and everything. But I think this one's the prettiest. So I think we're gonna go with A Trial of the Sun Queen, which I think this is, yeah, 10 women, a deadly can I speak? 10 women, a deadly contest, only one can win the Sun King's heart. Yeah, so I think there's like 10 women that entered into a deadly contest to see who's going to be able to win the Sun King's heart, and I think then they're to like become his wife maybe. But obviously there's probably more to it, but anything with trials, I'm like, yes, please sign me up. And this is, for some reason I have the American version, which I don't know why, and it's really floppy, which I really liked, so I think I'm gonna go with this. Yeah. Okay, that was good. We got 7 books. We had one for luck, which I think Trial of the Sun Queen is a good luck book. So let's just go through these books quickly, just a quick reminder for you guys. We got obviously Trial of the Sun Queen by Nisha J. Tooley, A Rain of Rose by Kate Golden, Guild by Raven Kennedy, Funny Story by Emily Henry, A Broken Blade by Melissa Blair, Killer Instinct by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, and Carrie Fortune's One Golden Summer. I'm very excited for a lot of these. I feel like this is a good TBR. I say that every month, but every month I'm excited. We have the best time of you guys. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed because I know I did. And don't forget to subscribe, give it a like, all that jazz that I was asking you to do. While you're down there, leave me a comment, tell me which book you're most excited for me to read, or if you've read any of these and what your thoughts were, because I love chatting to you in the comments. And I will see you guys in the next video. Love ya!